All right, this is Alexander Taylor representing for 876 Stream, the official marketing partners for the Jamaica Football Federation, specifically their campaign for the 2026 World Cup. And, you know, subscribe to Edivision TV um, and go watch him content.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Edivision TV, the channel where we look at sports differently. I'm your host, Eddie Guna. And as you can see, I have a special guest with me. He's former FIFA referee, Carl Tyrrell. Mr. Tyrrell, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
All right, no problem at all. Thanks for joining. First of all, though, tell us about how you grew up and how you got into football.
Well, I grew up in Westmoreland, Smithfield to be exact. Smithfield is a small town situated about 4 to 5 miles from the capital of Westmoreland, Savannah Lamar. I grew up with five siblings, mother and father. Very humble, very poor background. I went to Savannah Lamar Infant, Savannah Lamar Primary, and then I went on to, I would have passed my common entrance, and I went to Manning's High School. I played almost everything at Manning's High School. I was in the cadet. I played football. I played basketball. I tried volleyball one time.
So Mr. Tyrrell, you played football for Manning's, as I said.
Yes.
But how far did you go?
I actually played U14, U16, and Doncaster Cup. So I was a goalkeeper. I captained the team.
A goalkeeper.
98 and 99, yes. Actually, I wasn't the preferred captain. Damian McCallum was the captain, but he got injured, I think, the first or the second game of the season. And I took up the captain armband from then. We played, I think, 12 games, and we went to the second round and got knocked out in the round of 16.
Did you ever want to go pro?
Yes, I wanted. After leaving Manning's, I went to college. I wasn't what should I say? I wasn't an excellent goalkeeper, but above average, I wanted to play. I told myself when I was growing up, I love football so much. When I was in primary school, heading into high school, I told myself I want to represent Jamaica in something. If it is even jacks. So when I was playing Doncaster Cup, and then I think my first year at college, I injured my finger. I injured this finger right here. So it was bent all the way back. And then from there, I still played intercal, but I wasn't the number one goalkeeper. And then I stopped playing after graduating. And I told myself I have to represent Jamaica in something. That was when I met Stephen Brown, who introduced me to referee in 2001.
Okay. But I see here that you did a coaching too as well.
Yeah, I'm still a coach. I've been coaching for 22 years. But
okay,
I teach at Hillel Academy. So part of my day-to-day duty, other than teaching PE, I coach as well. I have a FIFA Advanced Level 2 coach.
Okay, good stuff. As a referee, though, going into preparation, what is preparation like, and how much do you really have to train to be a referee?
Well, refereeing, just like any other sport personality, are athletes. Referees are athletes. So persons don't know that. Persons just think you just take up the whistle, take up the card, take up the flag, and just go up there and run up and down and make these dubious calls. No, referees are athletes first and foremost. Referee get injured. Right now we have referees from Jamaica, FIFA referees who are injured. All right. So yes, we do have to prepare. So for example, we have different levels of referee in Jamaica. So we have FIFA, you have those on the JPL panel, you have the parish referees, and then you have like the grassroots who just joined. So for example, say a JPL referee, he or she would train say three to four times a week. You know, training doesn't have to be hour and a half, 2 hours. Training can be 30 minutes. Training can be 20 minutes. And then they meet once every month. So they have what is called a panel training. All right. But training and preparation do take place. And you have to prepare. When you get that appointment, say to do a normal JPL game, the appointment will be sent out, say Thursday night, somewhere there for a Sunday game or a Monday night game. So from the moment you receive that appointment, you start to prepare. Mentally, you start to prepare, and physically, you start to prepare. You'd have done your training and everything already, you know, but you will start to get ready for a match, even though the match may be 3 or 4 days away. You know, the mental preparation starts.
All right. It's match day. What is it? What is a typical day like for you on a match day?
On a match day. All right. So I'm going to give you two folds. When I was a FIFA referee, and now I'm still officiating. So on a typical match day when I was a FIFA referee, say it's a Wednesday, because normally the matches play Wednesday, Sunday. Say it's a Wednesday, I normally drop my kid at school. I go to school. After I finish teaching, I go pick him up, take him to home, wait for his mother to come home. Then I have to leave to go to the match. So the match is at Arnett Gardens at 6 p.m. We normally reach like 2.5 to 3 hours before match time. So we would have linked up. We, meaning the referees, would have linked up before. All right, we're gonna meet at the venue, say 3:30 or 4 o'clock, whatever time it is. And we get there, we relax, we check the field, we come back in the room, we talk about some pre-match instructions, and then we physically get ready. So we undress, take off our working clothes, whatever we went there with, put on our referee clothes, put your match cards one side, put your whistle one side, put your flags one side, get ready, go on the field, warm up, and get ready for match.
Yeah, going back a little to preparation, do you have to do some form of homework or research when you're heading into a match? Like to look at players and what players like to do? Is this player a dirty player or not? Or is that like?
It depends. Say you're going a normal game in Jamaica, whether JPL, Manning Cup, Da Costa Cup. It depends. It depends on the level they're at. Maybe it's first round, maybe it's second round, maybe it's a knockout game. So yes, research has to be done because you have to know as the referee. Suppose it's a game that somebody has to win. You know, at the end of the 90 minutes and you blow off this game and nobody's leaving. You're wondering to yourself why nobody is leaving. And then you realize that it's a play to finish game. So when you finish the 90 game, you have to go in penalties. So you have to do your research. While a normal JPL game now, the referees, for myself, I can speak. I've been doing it over the years. So I kind of have an understanding of how each team play and almost how everybody plays on the team. If you get what I'm saying. Other than if you're a new player. So even if you're a new player to a team, you more than likely you'd have played schoolboy football before or parish football before. So I, the referee, would have seen you, know what your temperament is like and stuff like that. And then normally you have some teams that are rush teams. You know, you have to look out for those teams. You have some teams who are ball possessing teams. You know, you don't need to do much research on those teams. But yes, research has been done in the past and is still going on where referees are concerned when you're going into matches.
Yeah, in terms of the matches, what you prefer? International football, club football, or Manning Cup? For argument's sake.
For me, without a doubt, international football is way different. It's easier to officiate. the perks, because everybody, when you work, you want to get paid, you know? So
Yeah.
you sometimes you travel first class or economy, it doesn't matter. You get paid in the US and you go on these nice, beautiful carpet fields. You get to stay in 7-star hotels. Everything is
That's
paid
good.
for.
And
Yep.
that's done by FIFA. FIFA pay that.
Yes. So you have FIFA matches, you have Concacaf matches, you have CFU matches. So for example, say Jamaica going overseas to officiate in the club championship. Say a team from say Panama versus a team from Suriname or Trinidad, then that's a CFU. Then you may have an MLS club with a team from Mexico, that's CONCACAF. And then like FIFA now is like a World Cup qualifier. Say it's Canada versus Honduras, Costa Rica versus Mexico, that kind of thing. So you have levels of competition, different levels.
Seeing that you prefer the international ball game, what type of game you like to referee? The slow tempo or the fast tempo?
No, fast pace, running game, hard tackles, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Better
have
for
a
you.
difference with hard fear tackle and nasty tackle. There's a
Yeah.
vast difference. I love the fast pace kind of game. You know, keep you moving, keep you going. Sometimes when the games are very slow, you tend to lapse. For example, a schoolgirl game. Excelsior versus a team that is not so good and they're winning 21-0, 19-0.
Yeah.
You tend to make mistakes because the game is so slow. You know, it bothering and I don't know.
Boredom. Yeah.
Yeah, boredom.
You want to be active.
Yeah, keep moving. So your brain keep ticking.
All right. In terms of games, you ever book up on a game? It's just a nasty game for you.
Yeah, man.
What
Yeah,
is
man.
the
Several
worst
times.
game? What is the worst game you referee as it relates to fans?
Local or overseas?
Anywhere.
One of the worst.
Where you get enough abuse.
Honduras for sure. Honduras for
Anywhere.
sure. Yeah, Honduras for sure. Internationally. And locally, I won't call it team, but one is from Central Jamaica and the other from Kingston. So it was back in the day, maybe 12 years ago. Yeah, it was back in the game. It was a nasty, hard, political, everything in that game. You know? Yeah, rivalry. I think that's the most card I've ever issued. Persons who know me know I'm not a card referee. I try to use
Yeah.
man management. I try to use, game control, that kind of thing. Because I always tell people I see the game from 3 different angles. I'm a coach, I'm a referee, and I used to play the game. So I see the game from 3 different angles. What a referee normally would do, just go straight red. I would go levels first. If I can talk to the person and prevent the red, then I do that. But that game, I think I issued something out like about 3 red card and about 9 yellow card. Eject one of the coach. It was just a nasty game. And you as a referee, when the teams come to play football, it make your job easier. When they come to fight and to disrupt the other team's activity, you have your hands cut out. You have a job.
Yeah. And I think referee really have a tough job because sometimes it don't seem like I can do anything right. If you do one set of fans will hate you, another set will like you, and then you switch it and it's back and forth.
They do.
But how important is positioning?
Very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Up to this morning, I'm the physical trainer for CASAFA. That's Kingston and St. Andrew Football Referee Association. So every Saturday morning, I prepare drills. I take the training. We train at JDF, and I look on specific things that they need to work on. They, as in the other referees who come under my watch. So positioning is a very, very key component in officiating. All right. I always tell people you can be at a match. You have 100 of us at the match watching, scattered around the venue, and a play should take place, and we see 100 different things. Believe you me.
Different angles.
Exactly, different angles. So one may see a punch, One may see the hand at the side. One may see the hand pull back. One may see the player reacting. So we see different things. But if you are the referee and you try to get the best angle to see what is happening, it makes the job easier. And then interpreting the laws too. That's another different thing. So spectators, most of them, believe it or not, they don't know the laws of the game. I can tell you that. Most persons who watch football here in Jamaica, overseas as well, they don't know the laws of the game. They don't spend time to download the IFAB rule. They don't spend time to research on their own. All right? They just see somebody by themselves with the ball. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Not knowing that the defender actually played the ball or tried to play the ball and the ball bounce off him and go to the attacker. So they don't know these things.
Or you cannot be offside in the own half.
Exactly. Stuff like that.
Stuff
Offside
like that.
from a throw, outside from a corner. They don't know.
You ever have a game and which is not your best game, and you say when you go home, you say, boy, Terrell, we make a lot of mistakes in this one.
Yeah, man. I've had my fair share of that. And that can be done to tiredness. It's not that I tell people the referee is here. So once you have certain quality, you make it to the panel, right? It's a reason you're there. You're tried and tested. So it's not that you don't know. Sorry, Khalil. It's not that you don't know the laws of the game. A lot of time referees are tired, physically tired, mentally. Persons on the circuit, like in Concacaf, the Mexican referees, the Costa Rican referees, the Guatemalan referees, these are professionals. So Jamaica is comparing with referees who are professionals. They don't have a 9 to 5 other than to officiate, while we have to go to 9 to 5. So when I go to my teaching and I finish 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, pick up my son, go home, and then get ready for a 6 o'clock game. All these things come into mind. Now you go there, you run up and down, you try to do the best job you can do. Those referees overseas, they train, they rest, they get paid, they go home, they train, they rest. So in driving to Senton to do a game, to Westmoreland to do a game, you drive 3-4 hours. You understand? In these other countries, they either fly them or somebody drive them. And they're very comfortable. You have to think about nothing else but the match. But this is the reality, This is the reality. So it does happen. Referees make mistakes all the time. But the referees who make the least amount of mistakes and are more consistent, those are the best in the world.
The better ones, yeah. True, well said. Talking about mistakes, I don't know, you must have seen the Champions League game between Bayern Munich and Arsenal with the handball with Gabriel for the goal kick after the whistle. Thoughts on that? Would you have given the penalty?
No, straight up no. One, technically it's correct. Technical, without a doubt, it's correct.
Yeah, that's what I tell my friends. Yeah.
Right. But you have what is called football understanding. So persons at this level, you have levels in officiating, eh? You have levels. You have World Cup, you have below World Cup, you have in your own country and stuff like that. I wouldn't. When they interview the referee after the match, they ask him, it's a penalty, why didn't give it? The man said, no, I'm not going to do that. It's a kindergarten penalty. It's a kindergarten card. So normally what happens, the ball is spotted. The player is stupid, Downright, the player is stupid.
Yeah, it was.
Goalkeeper spot the ball and pass the ball to you. No, you take it up with your hand and re-spot it. That's stupidness. So I would have done the same thing. No, retake it. If after I tell him to retake it and he does the same thing, then penalty, without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a doubt. But that's my view on it. I would never, ever would give a penalty like that. Maybe when I just started 22 years ago.
Okay. All right. I like that answer. As an Arsenal fan, I like that answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Recently, we saw some graduates, referees, becoming FIFA referees. Do you think the future is bright for Jamaican referees?
Yeah, man, very much so. Very much so. We could do with a lot more help, but very much so. As I said before, Jamaican referees are the best in CFU, without a doubt. And CFU is the Caribbean Football Union, without a doubt. But what Jamaican referees are doing, we are competing with CONCACAF. So we're competing with heavyweights like Mexico, who send referees to every World Cup every year, the El Salvador, the Canada, the USA. So for us to be there with our Bush League football, it says a lot. I can tell you, I've been there. All the referees that you see you officiating right now, I have been tournaments with them. I was the referee who did the Nations League final, right? He was my junior when I was in the Olympic qualifier 2016. He was my junior. You get me? So to see that growth and that maturity, trust me, it's not easy. What we see now is the icing on the cake, but it's a lot of work to get to that stage. And that is why our Jamaican referees are doing so well. Not because of this league here, it helps, but the real taste of the pudding is when you go overseas and ref those high quality games, non-stop games.
Yeah. And I think that I see and I hear other fans talk about, even though we have referees though, what can we do to have more representation in the major tournaments? Because when you look, you see a lot of USA reps, Mexican reps, especially in even the Gold Cup. You might have a one Jamaican doing the VAR, for argument's sake. We're not seeing head referees.
Yes, and it goes back to my point. The level of support here is not where we want it to be. So, for example, recruitment. All right, the persons in charge should be recruiting, but it's not easy when you say give up your 9 to 5 and you come into this business. It's so frustrating. The level of abuse. As you reach at the match, man, I tell you about your mother, your father, them are going to shoot you. When you come a match, I try to do your best at the same thing. When you try to officiate, when you reach to that level and to do a Premier League game, $7,000. You know, what is $7,000? A lot of these countries, the Trinidad and these bigger, it's $150 US, $130 US. You know, what they paying a Jamaican referee is chicken feed. And then again, we don't recruit. And when we recruit,
I just guess money.
Exactly. We get like riff-raff. So if you have like professionals come into the system, want to be referees, want to be trained, and have the will and the desire to reach places, they can. But I can tell you it starts from recruitment. And remuneration and the level of abuse we have to deal with. So it's not easy. Yeah. But for those persons that you see, the Nation, the Odette, the Parchment, the Stephanie, Duar, all of them are doing well. But to break into Concacaf and be on those major tournaments, it takes a lot. I can tell you, if Nation is to go to the World Cup, right? I think he will. But if he's to go to the World Cup, Mark Geiger did it some years ago. He has to give up teaching. Maybe not, but that's what I think. He has to give up teaching, at least for the next 2 years, and just work, train, ref match. Work, train, ref match. Why? Because you'll be solely, your sole attention is on officiating. You no longer have to go to school to teach your class, to think about lesson plans, about, how your drive go to school and something happen and the student, stuff like that, So the federation or CFU, CONCACAF, they had this program years ago. I don't know if it still exists, where they have some referees they put in a pool and they send them monthly stipends. And the only thing you do is ref, train, sleep, eat, stuff like that. You understand? So it's not easy.
Yeah. In terms of getting the FIFA appointment matches, is it that persons come down and watch you guys, see how you perform? How is that judged? Is there a report after every game? Or?
Yes. So after every game, local and overseas, a report is sent. So you have what is called assessors. So assessors goes to these games, international games, local games, and they assess you. After your assessment, you're given a grade. Maybe they don't tell you. Maybe they tell you at the debriefing tomorrow morning or next week or next 3 days. But every referee gets a grade. 7.5, 8.5, 9.2, whatever the grade is. and that is sent off to Concacaf and to FIFA. And then they would have seen some of your matches, persons who are making the appointment, and who is your best referee in Jamaica? All right. A, who is your best female? B, all right, we need these two to do 2 matches. And when they call for them, they may see them in matches. They either upgrade their status or they get degraded. That's how it works normally.
Okay. Are you in favor of VAR?
Yes, man, without a doubt. From the very, very first time. VAR is good enough. VAR to me helps the game, is the use of VAR. And people are turned off. Why? I think the improper use of VAR, and I think widely used by the English referees. Because we see them every day. We see them more and more.
Yeah, week in, week out. Yeah.
If you should watch all the leagues in the world, and this is no joke, if you should watch the other leagues in the world, the La Liga, the MLS, the League One, all of them, Serie A, look how the referees interpret and use their VAR compared to the English Premier League referees. They are the worst. I'm not asking them. They are the worst. They don't know how to interpret. They don't go to FIFA seminars. A lot of things they don't do. They're just anti-FIFA. But a lot of these things that you see, it would never, ever be like that at a FIFA tournament. No. Why? Because the best of the best is at these FIFA tournaments, for one. Yeah. Plus, they have FIFA materials that they use as guidelines. The English don't care about that. English just do their own thing. How can you be looking at an offside for 30 minutes? I don't get it. For 15 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 7 minutes. Exactly. Is that the person offside or no offside? They might use sleeve, use shoelace. I just don't get it. Offside not take more than a minute. When the ball is passed at that moment, is the player closer to the opponent goal line and the ball? Yes or no? I don't get it. So I'm all for VAR.
Yeah, but as it relates to Jamaica, though, how far away you think we are? Give me a percentage.
Very
far from using VAR.
Because one, persons need to be trained. I think in the island we have like 4 or 5 persons that is trained. So remember, we have 14 teams, right? 14 teams in the Premier League. If you multiply 14 by 4, that's the amount of officials we have on any one match round.
Right.
Sometimes you'll see the referee ref on a Sunday, in 4th official on a Monday, and vice versa. That should not be. We are short of referees. So first you have to train them. Then you have to get the equipment to use. One of those cameras are sent anywhere between 5,000 and 7,000 US. And you need at least 4 to 6 of those cameras with monitors set up at every stadium. And it's going to play all the matches at Savannah Park or the National Stadium. But all those venues need 4 to 6 cameras, whatever, monitors, everything like that. So we are far. You may see it in World Cup qualifier. Our Gold Cup in Jamaica, but to use in the JPL, far. We need money. Take cash to care.
Cash to care, yeah. What's your most memorable moment as a ref?
As a referee, wow, I have so many. I would say my first time going overseas as a FIFA to do an international game. Yes, that was my first time. And in Honduras again, 2015, I was appointed to do, it was a U17 qualifying tournament for the World Cup. Right. I think Jamaica went to the final with USA that year. Marshall, that plays now, Alex Marshall, that plays now for Portmore United. I remember clearly. I was in the stadium. Jamaica and USA went to the final. I think Alex Marshall missed the last penalty. Right. And Jamaica went home. If Jamaica had won that game, they would have gone to the Under-17 World Cup. It was 2015 in Honduras. Okay. That was my most memorable time as a referee, FIFA referee.
What advice would you give upcoming referees?
Well, young and upcoming referees, for one, There are places that I have been to, I never ever dream about going there. I've been to more than 30 countries, officiate, symposiums, seminars, you name it. So the sky is the limit. Even if you don't make it to FIFA, there are so many other avenues. You can go to the USA Cup. You can go to Florida. You can go to Delaware. You can go to Minnesota, to Colorado. There are so many other opportunities. You know, it helps with your fitness, to maintain your fitness, and to live a healthy lifestyle. If it was for refereeing, trust me, I would maybe be in almost 300 pounds. I was born 12 pounds. I tell people all the time. I was 12 pounds when my mother conceived me. So I'm from a big family. My mother's side big, my father's side big. So for young upcoming referees, you know, the sky's the limit. You can meet people, you can travel, you know, a healthy lifestyle. And if you have the age and the determination and the desire, and you think you have the will to make it to FIFA, just put in the work. Just put in the work. Something is out there for you.
All right, folks. Another one I want to thank Carl Terrell, coach and referee,
Teacher as well. Teacher,
and
I teach at
teacher.
Hillel Academy over 20
Yes,
years.
you know, good discussion. And if you made it this far in the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, sharing the video as well, and like and comment. All the good stuff. I'm Eddie Gona. That was Mr. Terrell, and we are out.
Yeah, man. Big up.